Hold on. This is this. It's okay.
Jackson.
Jackson.
Okay. Our lives are filled with our furry, four-legged friends. They're a loyal companion, a cuddle buddy, and a greeter every time we come home. Pets instantly fill a spot in our hearts. If you have one, you know what I mean. They are not just a pet, they are a part of your family. If you don't have one, you may have seen pictures of puppies that melted your heart, or those SPCA commercials that pull in everybody's heartstrings. Either a dog or a cat, we all love our pets or the idea of having one. When we finally decide to pull the trigger to add a slightly hairier member into our family, most automatically think of searching through pet stores or buying a puppy. But why? There are a million of pets available to us through adoption. I have a special place in my heart for dogs, and especially pit bulls. I am a little biased, but I think my two dogs, Charlotte and Nilly, right here, Charlotte, this is Nilly, and then that's Charlotte right over there. They're my visuals. Are the best, who my family has adopted, along with our other dog Cooper, a rescue greyhound who is no longer with us. I strongly believe that one should adopt a pet and not buy one. There are many pros that go into this decision, and I will prove that to you backed with references. We will go into detail about the 3 points on why you should adopt and not shop when looking for a pet. First, I'll go over what it's like for a dog in the shelter. Second, why you should not buy puppies from a pet store. And finally, how this choice does not just benefit them, but you as well. Now let's get into why we need to get pets out of the shelter. There are so many dogs waiting to be chosen in animal shelters. And after a certain amount of time, the shelter, without finding a new home, the shelters have no choice but to euthanize those pets. According to Volume 142 of Applied Animal Behavior Science and the Effects of Social Training and Other Factors on Adoption Success of Shelter Dogs, in a year, 7.6 million companion animals enter animal shelters nationwide, and approximately 2.7 million of those animals are euthanized. So at least 1 out of these 4 dogs, as seen in this picture, die each year. Due to the massive amount of animals being placed in the shelter, resources at the shelter are stretched very thin. Andrew Lucier and Robert Medlock, in their article, The Effects of Training and Environmental Alterations on Adoption Success of Shelter Dogs, found that when a dog is placed in a shelter, such as Tippecanoe County Humane Society, they are held in a room for 5 days to see if the owner comes back and claims them. After that time, if they're deemed adoptable, then they're moved to the adoption floor. Then they're housed in pens 4 feet wide and 10 feet long, and that is then split into 2 halves. Here is an image from the ABC News specials on Michael Rosenberg, founder of Pets Trust Miami, who placed himself in a shelter in an animal shelter for a 3-day weekend. In the first half an hour, he was already complaining about how hot it was and how there is nothing that keeps him separated from the concrete floor. The pens are surrounded by a chain link fence, as you notice in that picture, and the dogs stay in them unless a volunteer comes in and takes them outside. This usually only happens 2 or 3 times per week for about 30 to 60 minutes, according to Lucier and Medlock. Shelters try their best to house and take care of animals that owners decide that they don't want anymore. According to Serena Sella and Chelsea Cannon with Julie M. Fagan in their 2011 article, Training Unadoptable Shelter Dogs, many dogs go unadopted because of bad behavior. Most pet owners do not know or want to deal with misbehaved dogs because they're too lazy and not up for the challenge. When someone gets a puppy, this puppy will not automatically know that they shouldn't pee on the couch or your favorite shoes aren't food. They need to be trained by their owners. Never impulsively buy an animal. Always do research and take your time when making this life-altering decision, especially when it comes to puppies that are found in pet stores because they are generally from puppy mills. And in puppy mills, it is very inhumane conditions. In the article, Curb Your Dog Sales, published in Newsweek Global in October of 2013, when the Inspector General of the USDA investigated a puppy mill, they found overcrowded facilities and disease-ridden animals. One of the puppy mills that were inspected found dogs so hungry that they had turned to cannibalism. Dog was eating dog. The puppies that were born into this terrible environment can sell for thousands of dollars, especially in Palm Beach County. Jennifer Sorentur and Pat Biel wrote an article about the puppies for sale in this area. In Brutal Beginnings, puppy mill animals were landing at some of the ritziest pet stores with a price tag of $2,000 or more. Sorentur and Biel continued to expand on puppy mills. They found that puppies were mostly coming from Missouri, the puppy mill capital of the nation. In these puppy mills, it is common for the animals to live in too small of cages that are rusting and are exposed to nails and broken wire. This can cause eye injuries and sometimes lead to blindness. Others were more serious, included such things as cages caked with feces and infested with rodents. Puppies and breeding animals forced to sleep in freezing cold and malnourished. The mills are cutting corners when it comes to the care of these animals and trying to make more than $1,000 profit off of them. Doug Hainbicke, who is the companion specialist working for the Humane Society of the United States, is quoted in Pamela Sachs's Puppy Mills Misery for Sale. The life is almost worse for the mothers of these puppies. They are kept in tiny cages their entire lives and receive no care and are poorly nourished. Once they have their payday puppies, they are then stripped from their offsprings and usually killed. It's a very deadly cycle. There have been laws put into place to reduce these appalling conditions, but the USDA does not have enough money to regulate the way they should. Where the USDA lacks, we can step up by not supporting pet stores who buy puppies through these unlawful ways. Now that we learn why you should not buy puppies from the pet stores, we'll go into how adoption will benefit you. Why adoption is good for you, the owner. Shelters and rescue groups want to make the perfect match for you and your pet, kind of like eHarmony or Match.com, but for pets. They want to find the perfect companion, unlike pet stores who are trying to make a profit. There are fees to adopt, but these fees include so much, and they usually range from only $50 to $75 for cats, $40 to $130 for adult dogs, and puppies are usually around $200, according to the Humane Society's adoption fees page. There are so many reasons why you should choose to adopt for your next pet, but here are the top 4. First, you'll get a great animal. Lisa Barley wrote Rescue Me, an article about animal adoption's do's and don'ts, and under the benefits of adopting an adult cat or dog, she finds that many shelter dogs already have some basic training and some pretty cool tricks. Shelter pets are usually already housebroken, and you know their personality at the moment you meet them. You don't have to play the guessing game. Secondly, your animal will already be spayed or neutered, vaccinated, up to date with shots, microchipped, along with a behavioral evaluation. All of this is included in your adoption price. If you were to buy from a pet store, you would have to pay for all this out of your own pocket. The third reason, you're able to look for a pet that is a good fit for you. With the behavioral evaluation that is conducted, you will learn if your pet will get along with the other dog, if you're able to leave it alone for a while, if they're good with kids, if they can maybe be your running companion. There are many resources available through adopting that can't be found while shopping. Finally, your pet will love you forever and will benefit your health as well. The Humane Society says in the 10 reasons to adopt a pet, not only do animals give you unconditional love, but they have been shown to psychologically, emotionally, and physically be beneficial to the owner. You are not just helping an animal in need, they are helping you. I know that to be true, especially with Charlotte and Millie. Having a pet can be one of the most rewarding experiences that one can have. The unconditional love that is shared between you and your fur-legged friend is irreplaceable. When you choose to rescue an animal, it not only changes your life forever, but changes the deadly fate it has been given when placed in the shelter. We went over how life is for an animal in a shelter, why we shouldn't buy puppies from a pet store, and ended with why adoption is the right choice to make. Adoption is the right thing to do for yourself and your pet. The animals did not do anything to be placed in a shelter. They are there because of bad owners. Please give a chance to these animals before spending thousands of dollars on puppies from puppy mills. Remember to always adopt and not shop. Thank you.